Hi, I'm Lotty Whittingham from Metal Temple. I've got Zan Lawther from the Lounge Kittens on the phone this afternoon. So how are you, Zan?
I'm very well, thank you. Enjoying the sunshine. How are you?
I'm very well. Also enjoying the sunshine from my window. You can feel the heat. I understand. Well, excuse me for stating the obvious. You've just had from what I've seen, a very successful tour with Steel Panther and Skindred.
We have.
That all felt really surreal, touring with two of the biggest bands in rock.
Oh my god, we had so much fun. Like, I don't think any of us expected it to be. I mean, we knew it was going to be really fun, but I don't think any of us expected it to be quite as much fun as it was. So we did the UK with Skindred and Steel Panther, and then we went out into Europe with Steel Panther, so we've been out for a whole month. So it's a bit of a shock to come back to real life now.
I bet. Just wondering, sort of, how did it come about? Like, did they contact you personally? Did they?
Yeah, it was really simple in a way, really. I mean, we basically sent our staff our videos over to Steel Panther's management last year, and they showed it to the band, and the band really loved what we do, and they asked us to come on tour, and it was like as simple as that after a lot of negotiation and everything. But it was as simple as making contact with them and then taking a chance on us.
Oh, fantastic! Well, it looked like they took a good chance.
I think it worked well for everybody. I mean, we're good friends with Skindred already, so we just had the three bands just had an amazing time on the road in the UK, and Europe. I mean, was just huge amounts of fun with Steel Panther, and they welcomed us with open arms, and we just had the best time.
That's really, really good. I just want to ask if there were any particular highlights or any weird or interesting stories that happened on the tour.
Oh my god, well, we had so many highlights. I mean, we got to play Wembley, which was, obviously the biggest show we've ever played, and a huge landmark in our sort of surprise career. And but we had, in Europe we had so many great shows. We loved it. We had Oslo was a particular favourite. We had a particularly fun party night in Zurich where we had the whole of the balcony to ourselves, and we had a big dance party during Steel Panther's set. They started bringing us out on stage with them to sing on them on Girl from Oklahoma with them, which was like obviously a massive thing for us. And I think probably Timea, the blue kitten, her crowning moment must have been doing Lexi Fox's makeup for the last show on the tour.
Oh wow!
I think that was a big life achievement there.
So living the rock star life.
Everyone became really great friends, and it was just Timea started off doing all of the kittens' makeup when we first started, and Jen and I have now flown the nest and are able to do ours ourselves, and so she turned her sights on Lexi, and he was very obliging. There were just so many fun times.
It sounds like, and there's looking at your Facebook page as well. It looked like you look like you have loads of new fans now. I think.
Oh, we met so many cool people. Yeah, like it was. We we're never sure quite how we're gonna go down, especially to a rock crowd. But Steel Panther and Skindred's fans, they've all got a sense of humour, which is what's needed for a Lounge Kittens fan. And we made bucket loads of new fans. It was so great to get out and sort of meet loads of new people, and for people to hear people singing along with us and laughing and getting the joke.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I do. That's a good point, actually, to have a sense of humour. So.
Yeah, you won't get it if you don't.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the humour. Like, then you just think we're stupid and, you know, we should go away, which is fine. But, I mean, Steel Panthers fans, we have to have a sense of humour to really love what they do.
Because, sorry, you go.
No, what they do is so fantastic, and musically they're all so skilled. But it's a joke. You know, they're laughing, and their fans are laughing in it, and it's great fun. And so actually, we ended up complimenting them quite well. You know, we always saw our job to be to warm the crowd up for their show, and you know, essentially what people want to do on a Friday night is have a drink and sing along, and you know that's what we give because they know all the songs but it's a little bit different, and hopefully by the time Steel Panther came on, they were all riled up and ready to go.
Yeah, so I was going to say, because Steel Panther aren't exactly a serious rock band. They're
very similar to us. They take what they do very seriously, but they don't take themselves seriously at all.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's understandable. So just going to your surprise career. So I was speaking to, I'm not sure if you know this man, his name's Anthony Vincent. He does the 20 different styles videos.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know, I've seen his videos.
Yeah, and he said, I think the reason why it became viral and successful because it was something different to what's happened before. Do you think that logic, I'm sure you might, do you agree that logic applies to the Lounge Kittens, perhaps?
I think people like an interesting twist on something they already know. And, you know, we're not saying that we're not the first to do this. Obviously, Richard Cheese has been around forever, and he's done a great job with turning so many metal songs into lounge classics. But the novelty of it being three British girls and the close harmonies, I suppose, is something a little bit different when you put it into the context of rock and metal. And we cover all kinds of songs. We do everything from pop to hip hop to rap as well as rock and metal. I think people, like I say, essentially they just want to sing a little bit. They don't, you know, they want to be entertained at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, you know, we've kind of had the surge in popularity that we've had.
Yeah, it's a nice, like you say, it's a nice piece of light entertainment for, you know, to have.
Exactly.
For a nice break from like the I mean, as much as I love the metal and the rock, it's nice to listen to something different. You've released your new EP, Just the Tip, a few days ago. I saw on Facebook it's been appreciated by a few fans already.
Yeah, we had some advance copies out on the road with us, so it's been selling very well, and we're really proud to finally have it out there. Along with the new video for our Sean Paul medley.
I watched that. I thought it was quite funny. I hadn't listened to Sean Paul since I was, 13. So to hear all those. Sorry.
No, that's all right. We love a bit of Sean Paul, and it was certainly an interesting chatting for me. Me particularly, as you can see from the video, Timmy is particularly skilled at rapping in Jamaican patois, and I am not. It was a skill that I had to spend quite a lot of time learning, and you know, I wouldn't say I nailed it, but I love performing that song. We performed it in sound check several times when we were on tour. We love singing it so much, and it's something a little bit different from us, and it rounds off the EP now. There's a video online for every single song on the EP. So you were saying about because it's being three British girls, and then it's I personally found it quite amusing hearing Gloryhole in a well-spoken, very posh operatic voices, Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, it's the juxtaposition, really, and that works whether it's metal or whether it's, you know, hip-hop or R&B or, you know, it's the juxtaposition of it not being what you expected.
And just sort of wondering as well, how do you sort of go about choosing which songs to cover? How do you decide which?
Well, first of and foremost, we always start with songs we love. We've never covered a song that at least one of us didn't love to bits.
Yeah.
So our musical tastes are really quite wide between the three of us. So sometimes one of the girls will pick a song that perhaps I didn't like, but in the original, but I might, once we've broken it down and worked it out, and then the girls do all the arranging. I can't take any credit for that. But we've all got a list of songs as long as our arm, and we take inspiration from our fans. Are always suggesting songs and bands that we think we should cover, and we love that, because sometimes they'll be like really outside the box, and sometimes they'll be like ones that we're already working on, and so we know that people are gonna love it because they're suggesting it. So basically we start with songs that we love, and it doesn't always work.
Sure.
A lot of the stuff that I'm a particular fan of, the sort of Steel Panther 80s hair metal pop rock kind of genre myself, but those songs are already preloaded with harmonies, and so they don't. There's not really a lot that we can do to just change them, other than just do a nice cover of it.
Oh, okay.
So we tend to look for what song is going to have the best ability for us to change it, so that people might not recognise it instantly.
Yeah, it's like it's sort of like how you sort of make them sound like your own as well. Like the "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing" is sort of, I like the tango twist on it. It sounds completely different to the original, and I quite like that.
Yeah, well, that one was, we'd wanted to do an Aerosmith song for ages, and we'd banded around loads of different ones, and, it's not really our favourite Aerosmith song, but Jen came up with this tango idea, and it just fitted completely, and it was interesting to take that song, and change it to something totally different, Aerosmith was a tricky one, but I think it's one of my favourite videos, actually.
It's really amusing. What's the weirdest suggestion you've received so far to cover? Like, I don't think we ever see any of them as being weird, because the weirder the better, really. Sure.
We get asked for things like Slayer and Cannibal Corpse and the really, really heavy stuff a lot. And we've tried, but some of the really, really heavy stuff there's no vocals, basically, so there's no lyrics, and it's chugging guitars. There's nothing, there's no melody for us to play with very much, so we struggle with some of that. But we'll get there. We've done Carcass before, so I'm sure we can manage it.
You've done Carcass before?
Yeah, it was in our Sonosphere 2014 medley.
Oh, wow.
But somebody suggested, Justin Bieber the other day. I thought that was a bit odd. But never say never.
That's true. Well, you never know. Well, actually, so far the artists you have covered have really favoured your track, so who's to say Justin Bieber might favour it as well?
You never know. That's been really great. That's one of the nicest things for us, is when we get a thumbs up from the original artist, and like Sean Paul posted it on his Facebook page the other day, and that was really cool for us, because we weren't sure how that one was going to go down, and then to get a thumbs up from everybody it's really nice to know that people in these heavy metal bands or whatever, they get the joke, and
definitely.
It's cool.
Fantastic. And just to sort of round up, what does the rest of 2015 hold for the Lounge Kittens? I saw you're playing in Plymouth for a festival.
We are. We just announced we're at Volksfest next month, and we've got a couple more festival announcements coming out very, very soon, but we can't tell you about those yet.
No worries.
And then the rest of the year we're starting to work on our album.
Oh, album.
So,
fantastic.
Yeah, so hopefully there'll be a full-length album pretty soon, so we'll start taking suggestions on what we should put on it.
Thank you. Well, that's brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Zan. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hope to catch you in Southampton soon.
you. Yeah, it was nice to catch up.